Hi everyone. We are these days in very auspicious times, very special times. We just concluded Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and we are heading towards Sukkot and Simchat Torah. Very happy days, a lot of simcha, a lot of mitzvot that we can do at these special days. And as we know, when we complete with all this, we complete all our services towards a full month of Tishrei for a beautiful, beautiful year to come. As we all know, that there's the days of Rosh Hashanah, Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, and Yom Kippur. This is one series of days that we have in this month. And then we come to the next series, as we just said, Sukkot and Simchat Torah. All connected, all beautiful days. But Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur is more at the prayer, more the tshuva moment, more the serious time, and then we're turning to more of the happy moment, more the happy time. What is the idea? As Hasidus teaches us, the Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur is smolo tachat leroshi. It's still the small, still the severity, the gvura, that we have to be serious, and we have to find that connection with tshuva, with fasting, and so on and so forth. And then comes the other part, and this is Yemino techapkeni. This is when Hashem hugs us. It comes out the connection, the joy, the simcha. And we see in these days of Sukkot and Simchat Torah, we see the results of all the work of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. In other words, Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur wakes us up. We get our awakening, we get a closeness. But when do we really see the closeness between us and God? That's the idea of Sukkot and Simchat Torah. As we'll learn so much about Sukkot, that sitting in Sukkah, Hashem hugs us. The idea of Simchat Torah, with dancing with the Torah, we are holding the Torah and we're connecting to Hashem. We see that connection, we see that bond that we worked on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. In these coming days, we'll see it in a revealed, beautiful way. At this point, I just wanted to share one short story with the Rebbe regarding the idea of Simchat Torah. And Simchat Torah, as we all know, we saw the great simcha and joy, the great revelation of God with us, the way we and God are one. Every Jew has the opportunity to hold the Torah and dance with the Torah, and this we're completing and concluding the holiday with the great bond in a very, very revealed way. And the story I wanted to share was in one year Simchat Torah. I was there present at that time, and to the surprise of everyone there, it came in the second night. As we know, the first night is Shmini Atzeret, the second night is Simchat Torah. That when the big, great akafot is in the Jewish world and in 772. Yes, we have the night before also, but Simchat Torah, the second night, was the great akafot. And as it was customary those days, that many Israeli figures that were in New York, they only kept one day because they come from Israel. The second day they didn't keep, because if you're Israeli, you do not have to keep 2 days. They would come Simchat Torah for the akafot to spend with the Rebbe. And it would be a very, very beautiful sceneries then to see them talking to the Rebbe. They used to be on the Rebbe's bima, surrounded with the Rebbe, and it was a lot of beautiful, beautiful things to see at that time. But that one year was a big surprise. That came a fellow, and his name was Chaim Cohen. Chaim Cohen was the judge of the Supreme Court in Israel. Chaim Cohen was a person that when he was young, he was a yeshiva boy, as we call it. But then he shifted, for whatever the reason is, let's not get into it now, off. He went away from the Torah way. And he became the big anti, as we call it. He would write against religion, do everything against it, so on and so forth. To really stir the pot, he's a Cohen, And he got married to a woman that's divorced, as we know a Kohen is not supposed to, just to show, I don't care. And as we know that those days, the religious community was very, very upset with him. Not only wasn't religious, it was really trying to go against as much as possible. And guess who walks into 770 at that Simchat Torah that night? He walks in. He wants to come see the Akafot by the Rebbe. At 770, they didn't know should they give him some honor, respect or not, because the religious committee was very not happy with him, and now Lubavitch will give him respect. We didn't know what to do. But as the Rebbe said they should, or they should give him a Sefer Torah, as it was customary to give a Sefer Torah for the guest, but one of the Akafot. And they gave him a Sefer Torah to dance. And whoever was in 770, you know what that means. He squished between everybody. It was not just dancing, pushing from here to here. So he walks with his Sefer Torah, and to his luck, hair was one of those real heavy Sefer Torahs. And he walks through to dance in the circle with his Sefer Torah. And we see he's having a hard time. And one of the people, they are telling him, you do not have to hold the Torah the whole time. Just for a minute to make the circle. You can give it to somebody else. And he says, no, he wants to hold the Torah. So finally someone is trying to go over and says maybe they'll switch a Sefer Torah with him to give him a lighter Sefer Torah, because to his luck he got a real heavy one. The Rebbe says, let him have this Torah. He's taking upon himself now the yoke of Torah, the strength of Torah, the devotion of Torah. But the Rebbe's words was, he's taking upon himself the yoke of Torah. Let him dance with it. And as he was dancing, and he didn't want to give it up, and going around and around for a while, and it took a very long time, that particular year, that Akava. And we saw physically he's having a hard time, but he was dancing with it. And when he comes back, the Rebbe looks at him again and he says, no, you took upon yourself the yoke of Torah now. And he leaves. He goes away. But as soon as he leaves, he's not the same person anymore. He's not the same person anymore. We're not getting into the details. He was the figurehead, the anti, switched around completely. In the outside surface, it looked the same. But those that knew him, that's his friends saying his story, it was not the same anymore. There is a God out there. His will was to his friends, make sure when I pass, he says, make sure to bury me as a Jew with everything that a Jew needs to have. I am one. A complete turnaround by him. What happened at that moment? The Rebbe saw in that person walking into 770. Why did he come in? Nobody asked him. Nobody called him. He had suddenly that feeling he wants to come in. He had that awakening of tshuva of Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. I don't know what he did Rosh Hashanah. I don't know what he did Yom Kippur. But the awakening he had. When that awakening came out of Simchat Torah. When that awakening the Rebbe saw, and the Rebbe gave him the Torah, that awakening should go on and on and on and turn him around. It's not a miracle. It was a simple story. This happens to every one of us. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, we have that awakening. But when is the awakening coming out? That we can see it. That we change. That's Sukkot and Simchat Torah. Let us all utilize these beautiful days of Sukkot or Simchat Torah coming. And let us see our closeness and relationship with Hashem through the ways of Simcha and joy in the days of Sukkot, and especially the days of Simchat Torah, to have the real bond with God in a revealed way. And this should affect Bezrat Hashem our entire year to come. We should be able to make the great L'chaim with Hashem, the great L'chaim with the Rebbe, with Mashiach Tzidkenu. Every all beautiful, beautiful holidays.